in Dodge City and in the territory out west, there is just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with the U.S. Marshal and the smell of gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, the story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for, and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, makes a man watchful, a little lonely.
My, I do declare, oh, for ever sakes. You know, Mr. Dillon, a man can get a whole lot out of books if he just puts his mind to it.
Yeah, I guess he can at that, Chester.
Did you know they got books on everything? If a man takes the time to read them, there's books on politics, history, geography, hog raising.
Which ones are you working on now?
Well, this here book ain't exactly one of them top ones, but it's still mighty valuable, Mr. Dillon.
Oh, what's it called?
Advanced Theories in the Art of Draw Poker.
What? Well, you know, there you can stand some improving, Chester. If that game last night was any sample.
I'll get it back. Well, that's why Doc loaned me this book of his.
Doc loaned? Chester, Doc lost more in that game than you did.
Well, yes, but the cards just wasn't with him. But he's got the theories down cold. Why, this book tells you every play there is, Mr. Dillon.
Marshal.
Oh, hello, Tassy. Well, come in.
He's come back, Marshal.
Oh, who's come back?
Stead Rutger. I just saw him right in. I'm afraid, Marshal.
Well, he's been away a long time, Tassy.
I know, but he won't have changed any. You know what kind he is.
6 years can calm a man down an awful lot.
Not Stead. A lot of things has changed since he left.
I guess that's true enough.
When he finds out about me and Tom, it's going to be trouble. Marshal, can't you arrest him?
Arrest him? On what charge? He hasn't done anything.
But he will, Marshal. Believe me, he will. You've got to keep him and Tom apart.
Where's Tom now?
Over at the Long Branch. Marshal, what are you going to do?
Look, Tassy, I don't go looking for trouble. Now, Stead can't expect to find everything the same way as he left it, can he?
But he will, Marshal. I know.
Oh, hello, Stead.
Evening, Marshal. Well, hello, Tassy.
How are you, Stead?
Talk about luck. Come here to ask the Marshal where to find you, and right here you are, and prettier than ever.
No, Stead.
No? Then what kind of talk is that for a man to hear from his attendant?
Marshal, please.
Stead, wait a minute. You've been away for quite a while, haven't you?
Long enough.
Too long, maybe, Stead. Tassy's married now.
Married?
That's right. Been almost 3 years, isn't it, Tassy?
Yeah.
Who's you married?
Tom?
My brother Tom?
That's right, Stead.
That sneaking rotten snake.
You've got room to talk. Riding out of town, free as air. Never a word from you.
That no good double-crossing brother of mine.
Sure, he's no good. He worked himself half to death trying to save the ranch after your pa died.
Paul's dead? Huh?
2 years ago.
So Tom got the ranch along with my girl. Well, Tom's made a clean sweep for himself.
Tassy, you better run along now. You leave this to me, will you?
All right, Marshal. Goodbye, Stead.
Tassy, as far as I'm concerned, you're still my girl.
I said goodbye, Stead.
She's still my girl.
Stead, I'm going to give you some advice. You forget about it. You just ride on.
I may just do that, Marshal, but not till after I've had a talk with Brother Tom.
Well, all right, let's get it over with. You'll find him at the Long Branch.
Thanks.
And you'll find me right beside you while you talk.
There's no call for that. I just aim to tell him something.
Oh, tell him what?
Tell him I'm going to kill him. Some things don't change, Marshal.
Yes, such as?
This here old Long Branch, just a little noisier is all.
Uh-huh. Well, your brother's down there at the end of the bar.
So I noticed.
Well now, Stead Rutger.
Hello, Miss Kitty. You still look the same.
You haven't changed much yourself, Stead.
Come on, Marshal, let's go. See you later, Miss Kitty.
Yeah, sure.
Look, Stead, I hope you've got it right. You go for your gun, and you know what'll happen.
Just a little family reunion, Marshal. Don't you worry about a thing.
Evening, Marshal. Well, I haven't seen you for quite a spell, Stead. Heard you was in town.
Tell me, how are you, Tom?
Stead, it's good to see you.
What you holding your hand out for? Waiting to rot?
Why, I just thought we'd shake for old time's sake.
If for old time's sake, I'm going to kill you.
Now wait, Stead, if that's a joke or something.
You ran into Tassy in my office, Tom. I don't think it's a joke.
But, well, Stead, you've got things all wrong. I can explain about things if you just let me.
Same way you explain to Tassy, maybe?
Look, I didn't mean to do it, Stead. It just happened. He was gone so long, well, I just fell in love with her. That's all.
You claiming that makes it all right?
I thought you'd forget her, Stead, before you'd been gone a month. That's how it was with her. 6 months, she was all over you.
Now, I just bet she was, with you helping her.
I'm telling you, she forgot about you.
All right, fine. Then she forgets easy, Tom. So in 6 months, she'll forget about you.
Marshal, are you going to stand for this?
I can't run him in for talking, Tom.
We're going to settle this ourselves. Tom, just you and me.
You're a gunman, Stead, for 6 years now. I've heard about you. I ain't got no chance against you.
Should have thought about that one before.
Wait a minute. Tom, are you in any position to pay him off in cash for his share of the ranch?
Well, I reckon I could borrow it from the bank. But he ain't got no share, Marshal. Pa left the whole thing to me.
The whole thing to you. But tomorrow night, you won't be worrying about the ranch or about Tassy.
What do you mean?
Just listen to me, Tom. Early tomorrow morning, I'll be sitting at the front porch of the Dodge House, just waiting for you. And unless you want it to happen right in front of Tassy, you better ride in. If you ain't showed there by sundown, I'll ride out after you.
Stead, I...
Good night, Marshal.
What am I gonna do?
Well, looks like it's already been done, Tom. The day you married Tassy.
She's the one that counts. She's the only one.
But Stead don't see it that way.
Well, he thinks I wrong. He won't listen. He never would. But I ain't gonna let it hurt her. No matter what it takes.
Well, I'll tell you what, Doc. I'll stay and I'll raise you 50 cents.
Oh, you will? Well, I'll just go right along with you on that raise, Matt.
Well, I was hoping you would, Doc.
Sure you were. Well, how many cards you want?
Let's see now. Give me 3.
3. Raise me 50 cents and on nothing but a pair. Oh my. And I'm taking 1. You ought to read that book I loaned Chester.
Oh?
It might keep you from pulling such darn fool moves as that.
I'll try to get around to it before winter's over, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Doc. Here's another $1 at you.
$1? Oh, Matt, are you crazy?
One way of finding out, Doc.
Drew 3 cards and go right in for the $1. Yes, you're aiming to bluff, but you're talking to the fellow who invented bluff.
Is that so? Well, Doc, if you'll just see me.
All right. I'm staying right here with you. And I'm upping you 50 cents. Oh, yes, if a man wants to throw his money around like a rum-drunk Comanche, I'm always glad to oblige.
Well, come on in, Chester. How's Stead making out?
Why, he's still sitting out there on the porch of the Dodge House. He's getting kind of fidgety, Mr. Dillon.
He is, huh?
Well, I reckon he ain't gonna wait much longer. It can't be more than half an hour to sundown.
Oh, well, I guess we better ride out ourselves, Chester.
No, you don't, Matt. Not just when I got you over a barrel.
Doc, I got some business to attend to.
It'll keep until we finish this hand. It's your bet, Matt. Watch this, Chester. It's right out of the book.
All right, you raised 50 cents, Doc, and I'll call you.
Oh, darn. I was hoping you'd raise it some more.
You're greedy, Doc. Okay, lay them down.
It's a pleasure. Yes, I drew to a flush and I made it. All blue. Oh my, that little pot looks like it's worth almost $5.
Yeah, Doc, now just wait a minute. You know that pair I held? They were aces. And I drew 3 cards. Pair of deuces and another ace.
Well, I declare.
A full house? Oh, but the book says the odds are against you, and
I never read the book, Doc. Now let's see, that comes to $5.25. Thank you, Doc. Guess we better head out, Chester.
All right, Mr. Dillon.
But Matt, it's against all theory.
Well, you're probably right, Doc. It was a hunch, that's all.
Oh,
Hey, Doc, I ain't got much time for reading anymore. I'll give that book back to you first thing in the morning.
yeah, keep it, Chester, keep it.
I swear, Mr. Dillon, if he don't show up pretty soon, I ain't gonna be nothing but a doggone human icicle.
He'll show up, Chester.
Maybe he won't. It's just too doggone cold for him to even think about killing.
It's not cold when you're carrying around the hate in you that Stead is, Chester.
It's a downright shame. Think of being all twisted up this way? It just ain't justice, that's all.
No, but it's fact.
It's a shame.
Quiet, Chester.
Must be him, all right.
Yeah.
Sure don't care who hears him.
But he told Tom what he was going to do.
Tom?
Hold it, Stead.
What?
It's Marshal Dillon. You're covered. You walk up here slow.
Oh, 'tis the marshal and still riding her.
Yeah, Tom's not here.
The light in the house?
Tassy's there.
Well, she don't need no protection.
Maybe she does, in a way. I want to ask you something, Stead. How do you feel about Tassy?
You know how I feel.
Maybe. But do you love her enough to put her ahead of yourself?
It ain't a matter of the way I look at it.
I'm afraid it is, Stead.
Marshal, you know you're taking on quite a bit on yourself, ain't you?
I'm just trying to stop the killing, Stead. I know you can get him to draw on you and claim self-defense, and you'd probably go free. But it won't get you what you want, Stead.
It will give me what I want, and she'll forget him in 6 months.
She'll never forget it, and neither will you. Oh, Tassy!
Hey, wait a minute, what you doing?
I could have told you this, but I figured it was better to get you out here and show you.
Is that you, Marshal?
Yeah, could you come out a minute, Tassy? Stead's here.
All right.
Look, Stead, if you love her, you'll think it over before you go on trying to kill your brother.
Hello, Marshal.
Tassy, Stead might be riding on tonight, and I figured that he ought to have a look at his nephew first.
What?
Could you hold the match over here, Chester?
Yes, sir.
I'll look at my
Careful now. Don't wake him.
nephew? Tassy? You? You mean you and Tom?
He's 6 months old now. I supposed you'd heard.
Here, let me. Well, what's his name?
Steadman Rutger.
Stedman?
It was Tom's idea. He wanted to name him for you. It's awful cold for him out here.
Oh yeah, get him back in the house, Tassy. Oh, listen, hey, like Marshall said, I'm riding on tonight. I just wanted to see him and say goodbye. And good luck, Tassy. And if you ever need anything, why, you can reach me somehow.
Thank you, Stead. Good luck to you. Night, Marshal.
Tassy? By the way, Tom will be out later. He accidentally got locked up in jail today.
In jail?
Well, he'll explain when he gets here. Good night, Tassy.
Good night, Marshal.
All right, you win, Marshal.
It's like poker, Stead. You size up your man, you play your hunches. I kind of had a hunch that you really did care for her.
Yeah. Well, ain't getting no younger around here. Hold it. See you again sometime.
Yes, Stead.
Listen, Marshal, you keep an eye on her, will you? Her and the kid both.
Sure I will, Stead. Good luck.
Thank you, Marshal. Get up!
Gunsmoke ran as a radio show from 1952 to 1961, with the television series running 1955 to 1975. It is quoted that among radio drama enthusiasts, Gunsmoke is routinely placed among the best shows of any kind and any time. At the end of its television run in 1975, the Los Angeles Times wrote, "Gunsmoke was the dramatization of the American epic legend of the West, our own Iliad and Odyssey. It was ever the stuff of legend." This performance of Brother Whelp starred Mitch Bauman as Matt Dillon, Joshua Boney as Chester, Rhonda Howard as Tassy, and Danny Dillon as Stead. Also starring Caleb Van Nice and David Tiegland. This is your announcer, Teresa Johnson, saying thanks for listening.